Good morning, American Jiu-Jitsu. We are at long gun, 4th degree black belt. We are at the second part, which is rear attacks. Remember, American Jiu-Jitsu LI, YouTube page, Facebook group page, and our Gmail, American Jiu-Jitsu LI at Gmail. Also, AJJ Centers is our website, which will give you all the Zoom codes to be able to go to our virtual training, which is 6 days a week. We post these videos 5 days a week to keep your mind educated and also to keep yourself occupied. These tapes I refer to more as review tapes than educational tapes. So people that are viewing these tapes that are not part of American Jiu-Jitsu Centers might have a lot of questions, which you're welcome to email me or come down to the dojo when we reopen up. But please understand that there are superficial techniques that are more beneficial to people that are familiar with our system and what we're all about, all right? But they are entertaining, they are quality techniques, but hopefully you can understand them, not judge them, but ask questions and we'll be more than glad to answer to you. So this is long gun technique. And like I said in my last video, I do have another company called PRESS, which stands for Plan, React, Escape, Shelter, and Survive. It deals with active shooter situations. Since the Columbine thing, I've been a little obsessed with learning details and learning information on how to deal with an active shooter situation. That's for another video, that's for another tape. But this is why, in part, we have long gun as part of our curriculum. We don't have an S on our chest. We can't block something 20 yards away. People with a long gun, you might say, well, shoot from a distance. Okay, you can't defend something you can't block. But when a person puts your gun to the body in an active shooter situation, it's very, very common for them to stick that gun in your face because they want to see the fear in your eyes. They want to live the brutality of their demented life. And it's not something that's going to happen to my students because I felt after viewing many, many videos of active shooter situations, I realized that this had to be an important part of the curriculum, not just for my new company, but also for my American Jiu-Jitsu students. So on the first video, we talked about front attacks. Person's front attack, having you off to the side and you flipping your own weapon. The next one, what we're going to do now, is if the person is attacking you and using you as a pawn or a hostage situation and has the gun to your back. They either could have the technique up high on your back or down low on your back. So we're going to deal with both of those things. And what would determine what direction I go on the back movements would be where other people are. So in other words, if I go this way and the gun goes this way, anybody here is going to get shot because that gun, an automatic, is going to go off. If I go the other way, anybody here is going to go shot. So if I was in a situation where I had to be concerned with my family or the crowd, that's going to determine which way I turn. Okay, we're not just turning in a matter-of-factly type way. We're turning in a way to protect the people around us as well. So I'm going to just say that now, and these are things that normally I would not say because that's more educational. Like I said, this is more a review, but I want you to be aware of why we would turn one way and why we would turn another way, especially on the rear attacks. Of course, once that gun is moved, once that projectile is moved, that projectile is going somewhere. You know, some people are very silly on the 4th of July and they shoot a gun up in the air. What goes up must come down. And there are people who have ended other people's lives for doing that stupid thing. Never ever play with guns. Never shoot it up in the air and think you're not going to affect people because when that bullet comes down, it's going to come down with more velocity and more speed than it came out at. And it could actually kill somebody. I actually know somebody who went through that. All right, so let's deal with a gun from the back. Now, the cool part about my system is the gun from the back will duplicate or replicate the #1 technique that we did. Because when she turns, it's just like doing the first technique that we just did. So gun to the back high, she's gonna turn to her right, boom, look at that, same technique that we just did, boom, strike, 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 but she's doing it from the back. Now the reason why she went that way was because of wherever the next part of that crowd might be. The next technique, now she's gonna move the other way. She's gonna turn in from here, kick, and look at that. That technique is just like the second technique that we did on the first tape. So let's look at that one more time. On the first one, she goes here, bang, takes it, and strikes and does the same technique that we did from the front attack on the first tape. The second technique is the second technique. All right, she's going to turn the other way, grabs the gun, kicks, boom, and there's the same technique that you learned on the last tape. Boom, and drives back. You hit a person with a 15-pound object, I think that's going to end the situation in itself. But we do back up and we do have use of that gun. But again, we are not aware of the of the contents of that gun. Is it a good gun? Is it a bad gun? Is it loaded? Is it not? So we're going to work this person over with the gun a little bit, but we're going to step back protectively in case we had to use that weapon if it is a good weapon. All right, now the gun is to the lower back, okay? More of a hostage situation. From here, she turns, she hooks the gun. From here, comes around, turns her body, and as she's coming around, that gun could be struck right across that person's face. Let's look at that one more time. From here, the gun is low, she hooks the gun. From here, takes the gun away, and from here, distances herself away from the attacker, and she's in perfect position. And let's look at the last one. She turns the other way. Again, same thing, swoops the gun up. From here, takes the gun, strikes, flips it, and steps back. So let's look at that one more time, once each, okay? That's fine. All right, first one, back hard. Let's go back hard. We'll go all four of them now. All right, she's gonna turn, just like that number one attack. Strike, 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 hit, hit, hit. Second technique, back high. She's gonna go the opposite way, just like the number two technique on the first one. Hit, boom, boom, boom. Good, and last two techniques are low. Again, the way she's turning will determine where other people are. So it doesn't mean one is right and one is wrong. It's situational. There, takes the gun, strike, moves, and then the last one, okay? Beautiful. Understand that when you look at an entire system, you have to say to yourself, why am I learning these techniques? Well, you know, the last couple of days we have people marching down the streets, burning buildings, burning cars, throwing bricks, and using lots of guns. In the middle of this pandemic, we have a little craziness going on. And I don't like to get political, but what I'm saying, and I said this from the very beginning, that as time goes on with this whole situation, life situation, there's gonna be anarchy. And well, here it is, knocking out our front door. Again, political, you're not gonna get an answer out of me on that one, right or wrong. What I am is a person who believes in self-defense. So, I believe my American Jiu-Jitsu students are prepared for whatever comes walking down the middle of the street. Now, we don't believe in condone violence by no way, shape, or form, but if it's in your face and it makes its ugly, it rears its ugly head, you better know what you're gonna do, because if you don't, you could end up dead. So with that being said, I hope you're staying home healthy and safe. I hope that none of that's affecting you in a negative way. I hope you're being optimistic and positive and realizing that the future is to come very shortly. I believe the dojo will be opening up shortly. I believe you should stay home healthy and safe. I believe you should go out a day like today and get some beautiful fresh air and realize that life is good, and know that when we come back, it's gonna be a better new normal. Remember, American Jiu-Jitsu LI YouTube, Facebook, and our Gmail account. AJJ Centers with our virtual training. Again, I want to thank Kathy and Billy for always being down here and assisting with this. I couldn't do this if I didn't have them, because me talking about it or trying to do it myself just doesn't give you the same effect. Also, like I said, remember, these are more review than teaching techniques. Their contents are really geared towards American Jiu-Jitsu students, but you're all welcome to watch and view. And I hope if you have any questions, you would email me or come down to the dojo when we open up. Home healthy and safe, people. Thank you so much for viewing, watching. We appreciate it, and have a great day. Be safe.